Studio Tour. My name's Napoleon. I'll be your tour guide for today as we lift the veil of secrecy on some of Hollywood's hottest filming locations. How we doing today, folks? Everyone good? Yeah? How many people show of hands? First time here on the Studio Tour? First time. All right, we got some folks here. Yeah, we got our driver here. Okay, awesome, awesome. Everybody should have a pair of 3D glasses. They look like this. Everybody got a pair of 3D glasses? Sounds good. Now, you don't need to wear them right now. One small portion of the tour will be in 3D. That'll be King Kong 360 3D. Can't miss him. He's going to be on top of the tram. Underneath, sitting next to you, having your churros and your beers. Beer in the morning sounds good, huh? Let me get a sweet. Okay, all right, sounds good. If you have food and drinks with you, all good. You can have them. Just make sure you hang on to them so that they don't fall off the tram. Running time of the tour today is about 16 minutes. If you have any small children with you today at this time where their feet cannot quite touch the ground, we ask that you move them towards the center of the tram for a safety precaution. Again, last call for 3D glasses. Everybody got them? 3D glasses? Okay, cool. Now, we are a live working movie and television studio. We've got a show out there called Home and Family, hosted by Mark Steinis and Christina Ferrari. It's being filmed out there, so we're on our way, folks. Wave to everybody on the left-hand side. We're going to do this. Yeah. Now, folks, I have a special co-host here with us today. Currently, he's the host of The Tonight Show. You know his name? You know his face?
You made it! Welcome to the USH Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure that you get through this experience in one piece. They've got the very best guide, Napoleon, and the greatest driver,
John.
They're the best. I love them. Even though Napoleon owes me $5.
Oh, sorry, Jimmy.
I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
That's right, a few safety rules before we head on into the studio. First and foremost, whenever the tram is in motion like it is now, please remain seated at all times, keeping all arms and legs inside the vehicle. There will be no smoking on the tour as well. If you have any small children with you today at this time where their feet cannot quite touch the ground, we ask that you move them towards the center of the tram for a safety precaution. If there's any emergency of any kind, something has fallen off the tram, any audio-visual problems, medical emergency, look up above. There's an emergency cord running down the center of your tram. Reach up and grab it, and I'll be back there to assist you as soon as it's safe to do so. Last but not least, there's going to be sudden tram movements, loud noises, water effects, and fire effects. Take all the photos that you like with those cameras. Hang on to them so that they don't fall off or get wet, because some of you will be getting wet, but only those seated in the blue seats. Check it. You good? You all right? Here we go. On both sides of the tram, these are just a few of the thousands of movies that we filmed here at Universal Studios Hollywood. In fact, I'm going to show you a clip from a black and white film. See if you can guess what movie this is from.
I have the room ready for you, Mrs. Barrington. Thank you, Lord.
Did you hear that? Mrs. Barrington.
Not quite, darling, but still. Very nice.
Hello. Yes?
Have a bottle of champagne sent to the room at once. And make sure that we are not disturbed for any reason.
Folks, if you're still trying to guess what movie that is, you can stop. That's not a real movie. That's a perfect example with the inside of Soundstage. Looks like that was filmed inside Soundstage 20, one of 35 sound stages here on the lot. Off to your left-hand side, that's Soundstage 12.
Hi everybody, I'm Carson Daly from NBC's The Voice. I want to welcome you to the Universal Front Lot. Our show is filmed on stage 12. It happens to be the largest soundstage on the Universal lot. Take a look.
You can see the Voice logo on the doors there. Here's some great films filmed right there in 12. Frankenstein. Dracula. Hello, Scarface and your little friend. Back to the Future. Jurassic Park. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and Jon Favreau in Couples Retreat. Also, Leonardo DiCaprio in the movie Inception. Now, folks, as you heard Carson Daly say there, welcome everybody to the front lot. Some of the busiest sound stages here on the front lot are off to your left-hand side. Sound stages 25 to 22, home to one of TV's hottest dramas, CSI Las Vegas with Ted Danson and Elizabeth Shue, filmed right here in Southern California. Now coming up on your right-hand side is Soundstage 28. It's the oldest and the spookiest here on the lot, home to a lot of Universal's horror genre films like The Phantom of the Opera, Beautiful Bride of Frankenstein, Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, a vengeful T-Rex from the Lost World, Jurassic Park, and Jim Carrey in How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Now folks, Chelsea Lately on the E! Network films in Soundstage 1, that's all the way down on the left-hand side of this street. This is Main Street, where a lot of your favorite TV and movie stars drive into work every single day. Now Soundstage 27 off to your left-hand side, that's where we filmed The Mindy Project with Mindy Kaling. Here's some other great movies filmed right there in 27.
Whatever the reason, his heart was sure. He stood outside his cave, hating the who.
Now, Universal Studios is also part of NBC Universal, one of the largest entertainment companies to provide you with some of your favorite TV networks. Here are just a few of those networks up on your screen. That's NBC, Sci-Fi, USA, Bravo, Telemundo, Golf Channel, CNBC, MSNBC, The Weather Channel, Oxygen, Esquire Network, and NBC Sports. We have any Despicable Me fans out there, huh? Neato. So get those cameras ready. You might see the Minions off to the right-hand side, just hanging out. The home of Illumination Entertainment resides at our production bungalows. Also, Soundstages 43 and 44 off to your right are home to Parenthood, starring Craig T. Nelson, Lauren Graham, and Peter Crowley.
When you were hurt, you would smile, so you didn't show it.
Now, off to your left-hand side, these are called our production bungalows. These bungalows used to be dressing rooms back in the day to some of Hollywood's hottest stars, like Rock Hudson, Doris Day, Jimmy Stewart. They are now offices to some of Hollywood's top TV writers, film producers, casting directors. The home of Illumination Entertainment that brought you movies like Despicable Me, Despicable Me 2. The home of Hasbro Productions that brought you movies like Dr. Seuss Lorax, Battleship, the blockbuster Transformers, all here at our production bungalow. See how many shows you recognize with NBC Universal. My favorite show to watch during dinner time, Hannibal. Delicious. The executive office is right off to your left-hand side, Bungalow 5195. But that office belonged to the incomparable director, Mr. Alfred Hitchcock.
I could move into that office. I said, no, I can never be in Hitchcock's office. That should be a shrine, a museum.
Very exciting, just to know that he was there and walk by and know he was in that office. Hitchcock has influenced every director.
I saw Hitchcock once walking around the commissary.
Hitchcock had his bungalow on the lot. I used to go see Alfred Hitchcock.
I loved working with him. I highly respect him. He really understood fear and terror.
The Birds? That was a really scary movie.
The Birds? Oh man, that had me looking at crows like for the next 10 years.
Psycho, of course. Vertigo was one of the all-time great masterpieces. Hitchcock was master.
Now, Hitchcock was no stranger to this next part of our tour. Folks, we're now leaving the front lot behind us and heading into the back lot. This is where we film all the big stuff, all the exterior sets, everything that takes place outside. Welcome to our Metropolitan sets, or in short, our Metro sets. What you're seeing are facades and practical sets. A facade is the front and the side of the building. The inside is made out of plywood structure. practical sets means we can film inside as well as outside. Now, this next location that we're heading into is Brownstone Street. If any of you watch The Voice, this modern-looking building off to your right, this is where they use the interviews for the contestants. The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield had a huge fight on top of that building. Directly across the street, anybody watch Home Alone 2? You seen it? Holiday film with Macaulay Culkin when he's throwing the bricks down. That happened right here in Brownstone Street. Bruce Almighty with his dog ran outside of that building.
Inside bad, outside good. Inside bad, outside good.
Oh, you're done now. Great. B-E-A-U.
Now on this same street, Marty McFly got into his DeLorean and gunned it to 88 miles per hour. We're not going that fast, but welcome everybody to Courthouse Square, or better known as Hill Valley, from Back to the Future. With Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox, great stop. Save the clock tower off to your left-hand side. That gas station was the diner in Hill Valley for Marty McFly. The gas station was used in Jennifer Love Hewitt's show Ghost Whisperer. This was the fictional town of Grandview Village for 5 seasons on CBS. The first episode of the black and white TV series The Twilight Zone, right here in Courthouse Square, and also the snowy mountains in the movie Gremlins. Kicking off with Back to the Future, here's some other great films filmed right here at Courthouse Square. We used it for courthouse scenes in Psycho 2 and with Oscar-winning actor Gregory Peck in To Kill a Mockingbird. Bruce Almighty had a huge riot here back in 2003. And a futuristic Hill Valley. Back to the Future 2. I'm going to pause this clip here. According to this movie, 2015, next year, should be looking just like this. We'll see everybody next year, and we might be flying around on the tour, huh? Wouldn't that be cool? On a hoverboard. We're turning the corner here, folks, and Jimmy Fallon will tell you where we're at. Jimmy, please.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. What's got mugged over there? An old woman, tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here. Hey, it's cool guys. I was just, just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
Now, Brownstone Street there with Home Alone 2 and Bruce Almighty. Here's some other wonderful films filmed right there in Brownstone Street. Now, as you look close at these buildings, what appears to be brick or stone is made out of foam, rubber, fiberglass, pliable plastic resin. Buildings built to be 50 to 60 feet tall. We put the camera at the bottom, filming upwards. It gives the illusion on screen that they're just as tall as the buildings in New York City, Chicago, Philadelphia. We bring the cities here to Southern California. Movies like Captain America, First Avenger, The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, shows like NCIS, CSI, How I Met Your Mother, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., episodes of Revenge and Castle. Musical icons like Lady Gaga, Justin Bieber, Chris Brown, Michael Bublé, Britney Spears dance their way up and down our Metro sets. Now folks, just like that, we're going to leave the cities behind us and take you to an island with Mr. Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. Action! I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up in adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. What kind of place is this? So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready.
That's right, have your glasses ready. Peter Jackson will tell you when to put them on. Hang on to all personal belongings. Look all around you. It's 360 3D. You love your kids, hang on to them. Ladies, if you don't love your man, hang on to me. Here we go. Skull Island.
Glasses on, everybody. We're back in Skull Island. Incredible. Oh man, the bird!
Folks, give yourselves a round of applause. You survived Skull Island. Now you don't need those pretty glasses anymore. Hang on to them. We'll collect them at the end of the tour. That was King Kong 360 3D, which I hope woke you up. Brought to you by Peter Jackson's company at Weta Digital. They're responsible for movies like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, King Kong, Avatar, Man of Steel, and The Evil Dead. They have won 5 Academy Awards. The screens that we were sitting in between is the equivalent of 16 movie projections all at once. It is the world's largest, most intense, amazing 360 3D experience.
With a project like the Studio Tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming at them. They're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side.
Working on a movie, we always know where people are looking. They're looking straight ahead. They're looking at the shot that we're working on.
Here you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions.
Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts because it's one giant shot, and this tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from.
This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away. We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting them to the audience, it's a hell of a ride.
All right, Skull Island, we're going to leave that behind us along with our Metro sets, folks. And we're going to head into our transportation department, where you're going to see a lot of our picture cars. A picture car is any car on the set that is seen by the camera. Have your cameras ready, because off to the left-hand side, you will definitely recognize a lot of these famous Universal picture cars. The reboot of Knight Rider and Ford Cobra Kit in 2008. the Ferrari from Magnum PI with Tom Selleck. And that guy's good looking. Some of the Back to the Future rides, great Scott. To the days when we didn't run on gas, we ran on feet. Yabba dabba do, the Flintstones. And yes, folks, one of the biggest franchise here at Universal, the Fast and the Furious. Any Fast and the Furious fans out there? All right, spring 2015, Fast and the Furious 7. You keep watching them, we'll keep making them. Ending with our military rides from the blockbuster Transformers.
Ja Rule on one, yeah, yeah.
Now, folks, in filming, there's a lot of cars that's used on set. There's a lot of promotional cars, which we're using right there. There's the car that the actor is driving in. There's the car that the stunt driver is driving in. And also the car that blows up. So there's always more than one vehicle used for filming. Kind of behind the scenes on a lot of these picture cars. But we're going to take you to a jungle off the coast of Costa Rica.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Jurassic World coming out summer 2015. That mobile app right up on your screen. It's off to the left-hand side. That was used in the Lost World Jurassic Park with Vince Vaughn, Jeff Goldblum, and Julianne Moore. If you've seen it, it's when the characters were stuck inside the lab hanging off the cliff, and what was trying to eat them on the outside? What? I missed that. I didn't hear you. Oh, dinosaurs? Yeah, right. Oh, there they are. Ah! Camouflage, I promised you I did not see them. Blue seats will get you. Now that mobile lab, here's how it played out in the Lost World Jurassic Park. Now, weather has a very integral role to play in all of the Jurassic Park films. It's dark, it's gloomy, it's raining. How do we film those movies here in sunny Southern California, where most of the year it's like today? Well, let's ask our favorite meteorologist from the Today Show, Al Roker, on today's forecast.
Here's today's forecast for the Universal Backlot. It's going to be sunny and dry in 6 Points, Texas. Cool and cloudy in Little Europe. Expect snow and sleet on New York Street. And we've got a high chance of fog and precipitation for Skull Island, Amity Island, and Island of Blanc. That's your forecast for today. Now here's a look at what's going on.
Welcome everybody to Old Mexico. We'll show you how we make it rain here in beautiful Southern California. Can we go on the rain, please? All right. That's the water shooting out of the sprinklers about 50 feet there, falling naturally back down the ground. Add more sound, please. Sound department. Add more sound. Thank you. That's a go. So there's our sound department adding in the thunder. Can't quite see it, but there's a little bit of lightning on the Mercado building. They got great deals on cervezas there. Happy hour coming up soon. Ooh, can't wait. Beautiful weather, isn't it? None of you are prepared for it. Big Fat Liar was filmed here. Paul Giamatti, Frankie Muniz, and Amanda Bynes. Three Amigos. Lady Gaga did a music video here as well. All right, I'll just cut the water here since nobody brought their umbrellas. Let's see. Uh-oh, look out, look out. The flood is coming right for us. And we're not. Still coming down. Oh! Water. My only weakness. Thousands of gallons of water coming down at us, heading under that bridge, and pumped back into the drinking fountain in the park. Make sure you drink bottled water, or even better, a cerveza. Just kidding, here's how it played out in Big Fat Liar.
You can't run the wall, kid! Yeah, fuck you got that.
Jack Black and Nacho Libre was filmed right here in Old Mexico as well. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Now, just like that, we're going to hop the border from Old Mexico into 6 Points, Texas, y'all. Yeehaw! A lot of our famous cowboys have moseyed on down the street. Guys like John Wayne, Jimmy Stewart, Audie Murphy. What's a Western without a classic Western duel?
This town ain't big enough for the both of us, Jimmy Fallon.
Well, I ain't going anywhere, Jimmy Fallon.
Now look here. Nice folks in this tram don't want no trouble. They just want to check out 6 Points, one of the oldest sets on the Universal lot.
I heard this where John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart shot a few of their westerns.
That's right. That's where I aim to shoot you.
Looks like we got ourselves a Mexican standoff. Lucky shot.
Now what say you mount up and get out of town while the getting's good?
All right. Well, I'll see you again, Fallon.
Or you can count on me, Fallon. Again.
This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
We just have to talk it out, that's all.
6 Points, Texas with Jimmy Fallon. Now it's called 6 Points because back in the 1930s with the silent film era, we would have 6 movies being filmed all at once and the sound didn't matter. So it's called 6 Points. Movies like Seabiscuit with Tobey Maguire, Billy Crystal and City Slickers, Tom Hanks and Saving Mr. Banks. That set was dressed as Australia for that film. Janet Jackson did a music video there as well. Escapades. Now some of the doorways in 6 Points are built bigger than others. That's how we make those cowboys look big and strong and brawny. We just put them in the smaller doorways, and our damsels in distress, we put them in the larger doorways. Now, Jimmy Fallon, good-looking cowboy, but here are the real cowboys. Now we are passing our underwater tank there. If you look back to your right, that's where we film all of our scenes underwater. Works very simple. We throw the actors inside because they're the ones getting wet. And the crew and the director film on the outside with the cameras through the hatches. We filmed a scene from Dragnet there. Tom Hanks and Dan Aykroyd. And a famous dream sequence from Apollo 13. Now that's underwater. On the water is right off to your right-hand side, Park Lake. Let's take a swim in there right now, right? Sounds good. The Creature from the Black Lagoon was filmed there. Norman Bates and Psycho had to hide those bodies out somewhere. Now, Julie Adams from The Creature from the Black Lagoon has a funny story about filming there.
We were on the scene where the creature has captured me, and then he comes up with me and his arms in this underwater cave. They had forgotten to heat the water, and it was November, so it was so cold. And of course, I was supposed to be unconscious, and I'm trying not to quiver from the cold. So we had our funny moments.
Funny moment. We have one right now, folks. It looks like the water is blocking our route. So I'm going to need everybody's help. John and I are going to need everybody's help. What are we going to do? Who can swim out there? Who's a certified lifeguard? Who can do it? Who can? Nobody can swim. That's not going to work. All right, on a count of 3, I need everybody to scream as loud as you can. Part the waters. We're going to do this like the 10 Commandments. Can you help me out? Can you help me out? I can't hear you. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Part the waters! And additional screaming. John, is it working? I'm going to move out of the way. You might be able to see it here. Okay? So, just like everything in show business in Hollywood, it happens very slowly. Time is money, right? If you have anything on the floor of the tram that you do not want to get wet, hang on to it. Sunglasses, hats, all those Gucci bags, all that good stuff. Yep, hang on to it. Keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle. The water is real, and it's really dirty, so don't touch it. King Kong takes a shower in there every now and then. And off to your left-hand side, you're going to see one of 800 miniature sets from Peter Jackson's King Kong, the SS Venture. We're doing it. Climbing, folks. We're climbing. Fresh smelling water, isn't it? Our right, folks. Great work, Party Water. Give yourselves a round of applause, really. Nice, nicely done. Now, it's an old school movie technique. If any of you have seen the movie Titanic, same thing. They build a miniature set, and then they add in the special effects team, the visual effects, CGI, and it's what you have on screen. Now, we're going to leave the States behind us and head to Little Europe. This is where we go to Germany, Italy, Spain, France, all of the above.
Mi chiamo Jimmy Fallon e tu una grossa bottiglia di vino. Mamma mia! Je m'appelle Jimmy Fallon. Je travaille qui baguette. Non! Hallo, ich bin Jimmy Fallon. Ja, Schnitzel. Ich glaub, das geht auch nicht.
Oh, Jimmy Fallon being slapped by 3 different girls in 3 different countries. I know how that feels like. It's not funny. All filmed right here in Little Europe. We changed the language on the signs. All the actors are dressed accordingly to whatever country that we're in, and the same with the set as well. Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean with Johnny Depp. This was Port Royale and Tortuga. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker music video also filmed right on these streets. Now, folks, there's a house up on your left-hand side coming up. I'm going to have to jump off the mic. They're filming inside that house. I'll be back with you in a moment. All right, we're clear out of that quiet zone. Now, that house is used for a show called Home and Family, hosted by Mark Steiners and Christina Ferrari. It's a home and garden show. You can probably see a little bit of the snow on top of the house. It's not real snow, it's fake snow. There is a company that provides fake snow. That company is called There's No Business Like Snow.